I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the third arc of consciousness, and this is a message from the dragon. Today's message: aging. Dear ones, in the last golden age of this your world, it is well known amongst many light workers that the average lifespan of humans at that time on this your Gaia, even in what you call 3D, was 700 to 2500 years in length. Yes, dear ones, you lived far, far longer than you do now. Dear ones, aging is not something that is built into the human template. This was introduced. It was introduced as a form of dis-ease. Yes, dear ones, those who wish to control the human experience here on this your Gaia found out a long time ago that the best way to control the human spirit is to make its visit here brief. Before a person had enough time to reach levels of wisdom and understanding that challenged the narratives and realities they wanted to project. Yes, dear ones, you have been poisoned. You have been poisoned not only with actual chemicals and toxins, but poisoned with ideas. Dear ones, ever since you were born into this your world, society has poisoned you with ideas about age. Oh, yes, we can't give you this or that right or legal ability to make decisions until you are this or that age. And dear ones, 18 is barely scratching the surface here for a human experience. 21 years of age before you can make decisions like what sort of beverages to put into your bodies. Dear ones, it starts small like that, but during your school years, during your time on this your Gaia, speaking with other humans, either face to face or through your various technologies and media, you have carried on a conversation about aging. It has been normalized, dear ones. Yes, you have been programmed, and you carry programs right now that have to do with aging, as if it is a normal process, an inevitable process. When you hear something like the only things that are inevitable are death and taxes, or something like this, this is a poisoning of your ideas. This is a poisoning of your mentality. It is a poisoning of your subconscious. Yes, dear ones. If you go on most of your, we shall say, legacy media devices, yes, dear ones, what the older generations called TV, television, you will see that persistently, especially with programs that are designed to be viewed by those who have been on the planet a little longer, you will see that almost every commercial on this your television will be for some drug that has to do with the body failing due to age, or perhaps due to abuse over time, diabetes, or this or that disease that has to do with toxins going into your bodies, or not nourishing yourself, or making choices and lifestyle choices that keep you in illness. Dear ones, all of these are poisons that are entering your subconscious. Yes, dear ones, you carry these poisonous programs that say, my skin will deteriorate over time, my bone structure and joints will deteriorate over time, my organs will not perform as they once did, my telomeres are growing shorter, and therefore there is genetic disturbances that are introduced and chaos factors and mutations and this and that, and oh, the sun is bad for you and will damage you over time, and oh, the environment itself is full of toxins and you won't live very long. You're lucky if you make it to 85 years old on this your world, and there are hardly any people around that have lived for more than 110 years old. All of these are poisonous lies, dear ones. Yes, lies. Cold, calculated lies. They are put forth by people and others working in, shall we say, selfish modes. Modes that try to make themselves stand taller by chopping off the heads of everyone around them. Quite literally, dear ones. They are putting these poisonous thoughts into your so-called education so that you will only live 85 to 100 years or so. Many of you not even that long. Yes, dear ones, every time someone says there is this or that affliction, this or that condition, oh yes, your diabetes, your viruses, your osteoporosis, all of these Greek words and medical sounding jargon that makes it sound so official and so true. Dear ones, these are poisonous lies. You are meant to live for many hundreds of years. Just let that sink in. Your human template, your DNA, your design is such that your normal lifespan should be anywhere between 700 and 2,500 years on this world with these conditions, the sunlight coming from your star, the air that you are breathing, all of the toxins and pathogens floating around this your world. Yes, dear ones, you will live that long if you do not poison it with false beliefs. Subconscious programs installed by beings that do not have your best interests in mind. Many of them will say to you, oh, well, we're just looking out for you. We want you to be healthy. Therefore, you have to watch what you eat. Therefore, you have to watch how much sunlight you are subjected to. Therefore, you must have to X, Y, and Z. Dear ones, every time they are planting these subtle seeds that sunlight kills you, that eating certain foods will kill you, will clog your arteries. Have you not seen that over this same amount of time that you have been on this your world, the guidelines for what will stop your heart or clog your arteries have been all over the map? These are official guidelines, dear ones. Oh yes, in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was watch your cholesterol. Oh, do not eat butter. Eat this margarine. And then later it is discovered, oh, well, it was the margarine that was making everyone obese and making everyone inflammatory all the time. And, oh, yes, trans fats are bad. Dear ones, do you not see that your own quote-unquote authorities are the ones who have been planting these poisons? They are the ones who have been convincing you that you need their pharmaceuticals, you need their regular checkups, you need their personnel standing there in the white lab coat telling you what is real. They will be the ones that pronounce whether you are healthy or not. They will take little readings, they will weigh you on their scales. Dear ones, these are not all evil people. Many of them believe deeply in the brainwashing that they have received, that they are doing these things for your highest good. It is a time when this new golden age is dawning, where all of these poisonous programs must be deleted. You must shed these mental toxins. You actually carry them in your very beingness. Yes, dear ones, ideas do get lodged in different parts of your body, not just your brain. Yes, dear ones, it is well known and established that as one loses weight, old wounds and emotions may come up. They may be released from being stored in your very cells. So, what to do about this? The first thing that you must do, dear ones, is realize that you are far more magnificent than you know. Your human template has a design built into it for all of these quote-unquote afflictions, to deal with every single circumstance of your life here on this your Gaia. Your body itself is wise, is well equipped to deal with any pathogen here, to deal with any situation, to keep you in your prime. One of the greatest lies that has been told to you and is continually indoctrinated into your very society is holding yourself up to this sense of aging. Am I middle-aged? Am I adolescent? Am I geriatric? Am I a senior? Am I an adult? Am I a child? Dear ones, when you say am I and then put one of those words behind it, or even worse, when you say I am, it is no longer a question but a statement. I am middle-aged. That name, middle-aged, comes loaded with all of the programming that goes along with middle-agedness. Perhaps it is a sense of having to exercise more to stay in shape, or a sense of I need to watch what I eat so that my arteries don't harden, or some sense of I will not perform sexually unless this or that pill is taken. Dear ones, you are being poisoned with these ideas. So the first thing is to drop the sense of age. Any label that you have for yourself, I am middle-aged, or I am 30-something, or I am, etc. Drop any ideas based on age. And, dear ones, wisdom is even something that is not just gained through experience in a single lifetime on this your Gaia. So you can drop any ideas that you have to be on this world for X amount of years to be wise. You can drop any ideas that you have to be on this your Gaia for a certain amount of time before you are worthy of respect, or worthy of trust, or worthy of this or that your ideas are no longer fresh and new because you're over the hill. Dear ones, drop all of these labels. You will need to do this quite consciously. You will need to bring up each of these programs, examine it consciously, dissect it if you need to, and uninstall them. Delete them from your operating system, as it were. Starting with almost everything you learned about nutrition. Just simply reset everything you think you know about nutrition and start listening to your body. Your body knows what is good. Your body knows what it needs. And your body is not separate from you. It is integrated into your beingness. Your body is not a meat suit or a machine. It is wise beyond imagination. It has an innate ability to do so much. It would explode your mind just to think about all of the processes and functions that are lovingly carried out by this your body. In other words, dear ones, trust your body. Do not trust someone standing there in a white lab coat. Sweep that aside, erase that from your mental chalkboard, and trust your own body. That also comes with listening to your body. Your body is wise, and your body does speak to you. It speaks to you in many different ways, and you need to learn to tune into it. Learn to smell the food that you are holding up to your to your mouth before you eat it. Learn to feel into whether or not that food is something that is appropriate at this moment. Learn to trust yourself, to know what you need, what is correct for you. Dear ones, there are more programs that you will need to delete, but start with your body. Start with your own form. If there is anything inside of you that is judging yourself for something that you think is an age-related thing, look at that closely, dear ones. Oh, my hair is balding at the top because I'm middle-aged and it is my genetic makeup to be bald. Or these wrinkles are here because I'm getting old. Or I'm stiff when I get out of bed in the morning. It must be because I'm getting old. No, dear ones, it is not because you are old. You are programming yourself to be stiff. There is something that you have accepted into yourself, into your beingness, that is creating the situation of unease, dis-ease, apparent aging. There is no aging, dear ones. It is not what you have been told. You have been lied to. So, do some fact-checking for yourself. You do not have to take the advice of this, your cosmic golden dragon, who doesn't even have a human form, though he is speaking through one right now. That's another matter. You do not need to take the advice of any being who's presenting themselves as an authority. No, dear ones. In fact, the very first thing you need to do is take any and all authority figures you have related to aging, related to nutrition, and just flush them down your mental toilet right now. Yes, dear ones, purge these ideas. Drop into your own knowingness. And it will take time to fully purge yourself of these lies, these poisons that have been planted within you. It will take time for you to listen to the wisdom of your body, to plug in and tune in to your own knowingness. There will be many more messages along this level that I will give, but mostly the main message is there is nothing written in divine law that says that you need to age. There is nothing that is inevitable about your aging. This is the very first step. You need to shed this idea if you wish to live past your 100 years. You can live so much past it, dear ones. And this is not a process of youthing. It is not a process where you're becoming young again. For your prime condition is not related to how many years you have been on your world. This is something you need to disconnect and unbundle. Your prime state, your prime condition, being in your prime, is your birthright. It is your divine template, dear ones. You can be in your prime. You can restore yourself to being in your prime. It does not matter how many years you have orbited this your star. You can restore your prime. And then once you are back to being in your prime, so to speak, you can live as long as you wish. You can appear as a wise-looking being. You can appear as a youthful-looking being, if that is your desire. You can appear any way you wish. Unbundle it from time. Yes, dear ones, your form. Unbundle it from time. I know that this is hard to take in for many of you who are so invested in the lies that have been told to you. You are, many of you, quite deeply brainwashed, I am sorry to say. And it is quite possible for you to unprogram yourselves by consciously re-examining all of your beliefs. That is enough for now. I am Jadon Se, in love with your discernment, in love with your ability to examine your own beliefs, and in love with the innate wisdom that you are starting to tune into.